Hi, fourth graders. Today's lesson is lesson 10-1. We started topic 10 today, and we are on page 385 in your Envision Volume 2 textbook. Today we're going to use fraction strips or number lines to understand a fraction as a multiple of a unit fraction. We'll probably just stick to the number line since you don't have fraction strips at home. You should have already watched the visual learning video for lesson 10-1. It explains some of our vocabulary. The first one is a unit fraction. As a review, a unit fraction is a fraction that describes one part of the whole. Unit fractions always contain the numerator 1. So the top number of your fraction in a unit fraction is always 1. 1/4 is a unit fraction. 2/4 is not a unit fraction. 3/4 is not a unit fraction because we don't have a 1 in the numerator as we do with 1/4. All right, so let's go back and look at our solve and share problem. Khalil and Mara are working on their math homework. Mara wrote 4/5 as 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. Khalil looked at Mara's work and said, I think you could use multiplication to rewrite your equation. Is Khalil's observation correct? Well, let's go back to our definition of multiplication. Multiplication is repeated addition. It's when we add the same number over and over again is multiplication. So we are adding 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, which would be repeated addition. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1/5 because 1/5 is what we've repeatedly added, and that equals 4/5. So Khalil's observation is correct. We can write this as this addition sentence as a multiplication sentence. It would look like this: 4 because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 1/5 in our equation. All right, so moving on to 387, let's look at another example. Describe 5/4 as a multiple of a unit fraction. Remember, a unit fraction has a 1 in the numerator. We are dealing with fourths as our denominator, so 5/4 is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4. 5/4 equals 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And we can rewrite that as a multiplication sentence as 5, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4. 5 times 1/4. So yes, 5/4 is a multiple of 1/4. This is just describing a fraction 5/4 is greater than 1/2. When the numerator, or the number on top, is larger than the denominator, we've got something that's more than 1/2. Remember, 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 1/2. Anytime the numerator and the denominator are the same number, you've got 1/2. Let's look at guided practice together. Do you understand? Draw a picture to explain why 3/5 equals 3 times 1/5. Let's show a number line here. Okay, we've got 0/5, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. We'll keep going, 4/5, 5/5, or 1/2. Okay, so does 3/5 equal 3 times 1/5? Well, this is 1/5. You can write it like this. This is 1/5. And here again we have 1/5. That represents 3 times 1/5. And that would explain why 3/5 equals 3 times 1/5. Okay, remember, whole would be 5/5. We have 3/5. Number 2 says write a multiplication equation to show each part of the following story. Mark's family ate 7/4 chicken pot pies for dinner. There are 7 people in Mark's family. Each family member ate 1/4 of a pie. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. There are 7 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could rewrite that as a multiplication sentence as 7 times 1/4. And we would get 7/4 as well. This is our addition equation. This is our multiplication equation. Do you know how? So for 3 through 6, write each fraction as a multiple of a unit fraction. Keep in mind, a unit fraction means that your numerator is 1. You keep the denominator that you're working with. You won't change your denominator. Use a tool as needed. So we've got 2/3. 2/3 is the same as 2 1/3 pieces. So if we had 1/3 plus 1/3, we would have 2/3. So 1, 2 is our whole number. 5/6 is the same as, with unit fractions, 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where we get the whole number 5. Times, and each of them are 1/6. 4 halves. Keep the denominator. Unit fraction means 1's on top. 1/2. We have 4 of them, don't we? Plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1/2. 6/5 works the same way. We have 6 1/5. We've got to keep a unit fraction, 1/5. So we need 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6. That's 6 times 1/5. You get to do the same at the bottom. You're going to do independent practice 7 through 12, and then over on the back you'll do 19 and 20.